Well, hello, sir. Welcome to Gastronομeria's Dim Sum Restaurant, where you can eat what you like, but you got to eat everything you pick. Why don't we start you off with some spicy chili pot stickers? Or we have here dim sum pork buns, or my personal favorite, soup dumplings. Which one would you like to start with?
I want them all, please.
How about I start you off with pork buns?
More.
This is a special...
More.
I'm sorry?
Can you just put them all in front of me? I'll eat them all.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's not enough, we can go ahead and start you off with a couple more things. Start you off with my favorite, which is a soup dumpling as well.
More.
No? More? But you haven't even started eating yet.
Just leave the tray and walk away.
You want the whole thing? You want everything that I have here on the tray? Because I still have to go around to the other table. Oh. Okay. All right, fine. Here, take it all. Here, have all of that, all of the soup dumplings. There you go, okay? Have them all. I'll be back by...
Be back in about 5 seconds.
When?
5 seconds.
5 seconds? You're gonna finish it? All right. I'll run back to the kitchen and come back 5 seconds with more. A5 filet mignon from Kagoshima, A5 ribeye from Mizuyaki, and A5 strip loin from Kobe. So the cuts and the prefecture where it comes from makes a huge difference, even though they're the highest grade, each and every single one of them. But to make this dim sum as rich and juicy as possible, we're going to be using the Kobe. 1 inch of peeled ginger, 1 scallion, 1 clove of garlic. This is cow foot. It actually adds a lot of flavor and will help turn this into a gelatin. This is going to simmer on low until the water almost completely drops to the bottom. Hours later, all that water is evaporated. Remove as much as we can and strain the rest out. Seal it up and into the fridge overnight it goes to become a tasty gelatin. Let's start with the wonton wrappers. 1 cup all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of hot water. Let's stir that hot water until we can't stir much more. Let's add another 1/3 cup of regular room temperature water. Continue the stirration process until it becomes more like one mass. Get your hand involved because the spoon is becoming frustrating. It's starting to come together. Keep going, don't you stop now. Just look at this squishy baby ball we're making. Now we're at the point where we're kneading it using our palms and our knuckles. Once we've achieved this tight little ball, we're gonna cover it up and let it rest. I don't know, 1 hour? 1 hour later, after sitting out at room temperature, we're gonna check it out and it should be a lot softer now. Yeah, it's a lot softer. So now let's go ahead and keep kneading it and rolling it inside out, kneading it in on itself and out on itself. And if you could take a look, it's smoother now even. It's not as rough as it used to be. So let's continue the kneading process until we got a pretty smooth little sphere again, until we could put it back away and let it rest for another hour. All right, no more waiting. This is the last hour, and look what we have. Look at this soft, smooth little silky baby bottom. So easy to work with, and it's pliable now. It just feels like silk. Let's get started. And now we're gonna set it out and start rolling it into a thin cylindrical shape. So we're gonna start with 1 hand, and then we're gonna start pushing out with 2 hands. From the center outwards, roll it from the center outwards. And from our little log we've created, we're gonna start cutting out our wrappers. For the dough not being used, always keep it covered so it doesn't lose any moisture. All right, wrapper number 1, smash it down a little bit, enough for us to start rolling. Maybe a little flour so we can roll the edges out nice and thin without sticking it to the board. And there we go, 1 wrapper down, many more to go. We're gonna have to cover this up to keep it from drying out while we work on all the others. Keep the rest covered so they don't get dry. Once it gets nice and thin, see what I do for you people? So we're making two kinds of dim sum today. One soup dumpling and one what you might know as a pot sticker. This one will be for the pot sticker one, which we're going to dice a shallot up really nice and fine, and then we're going to fry it up. Then we're going to drain the oil and put it into a bowl.
This is chili oil. We're going to pour in just a little bit. This is a scallion. Let's go ahead and use just a little bit. This is oyster sauce. Pour a little in, a half a tablespoon. Oh, there we go. Tablespoon soy sauce. Ginger. There it is. It's all right there. Into our dumpling mixture. Ground black pepper. About a quarter teaspoon. Kosher salt, an eighth of a teaspoon. Okay, dumpling one, the base, out of the way. Put them in a bowl. Our ginger that we had, I would say just a little bit. I need a little splash of soy sauce. This is aged 5 years Zhaojing rice wine. Just a little pinch of salt. We'll be using a little bit of, whoa, that's way too much. A little bit of white pepper. Now, remember that aspic we had? And it's turned into a jello, but it's got a huge layer of fat on it. And I'm going to try to get rid of as much of that fat as possible. All we need to do is just start slicing away at it. And this, when it melts down as it's being steamed, will form the soup part of the soup dumplings. Add our aspic, our beef jello. So now we've got our two ones right here. We have our regular pot sticker and we have our soup dumpling, but what's missing? The Kobe. Let's get that going. And there it is. Half a pound of the finest grade Kobe you can find. Take a look at that. Look at the meat to fat ratio. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna have to cut this in half. We can put some in this one and some in that one. I don't want to have ground beef because I want to taste the integrity of this amazing piece of meat. So I'm not going to grind it. I'm just going to chop it into little dice so we can still taste the essence of it and the feel of it. There we have it, guys. The soup dumplings. Let's go ahead and put it into the soup dumpling mixture. That's one. Now, the pot sticker. There it is. Mix them. This one looks nice. I'm gonna have to take these gloves off because I don't want the flavors to mix. And now, our soup dumplings. Let's go ahead and mix it together. All right, and here's our wrapper. Let's get it started. Grab just enough to fill the center, right there. We're just gonna do a traditional fold in half, just like that. And we're gonna pleat it just a bit. So we're gonna pleat it this way, pleat it this way, pleat it this way, pleat it this way, pinch it. There's one. Remember our soup dumplings? We're gonna make them big. There it is. Our soup dumpling. Not as pretty, but it'll work. Ta-da. Number 3, soups and pot stickers. Boom. First thing I'm gonna do is toast some sesame seeds. I can start to hear them sizzling. Aromas coming out of it. Take these and put these aside. Let's pour them into our bowl for now. 1 tablespoon, about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Hot water. a teaspoon of rice wine vinegar. And this is gonna help break through all the fat of that Kobe beef. Chili oil, just to give it some more kick. Boom, crusher, put a big old clove in it. We're gonna crush it right in there. Take our knife, half a teaspoon, good old sesame oil. We're gonna stir this all around. We're gonna let it sit in the fridge and let all those flavors macerate.
Using our special cut parchment paper, we're going to start our first layer of bamboo with our chili pot stickers. In layer number 2, we are going to put on our special soup dumplings we've been working so hard for in their cute little purses. Cover it up, steam the whole tower for about 10 minutes, and we are ready to go. Yeah, look at that, baby. Whoa, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us again for another episode of Gastronomeria. But today, we've got a very special episode because we've decided to make dim sum, 2 types. The first kind we made was soup dumplings. So why don't we start with that? You want to put it into a bowl because as soon as you pierce it, the soup is going to kind of pour out a little bit. And you might want to do a little bit of this. And we have our dipping sauces that I made with a little bit of vinegar in it just to cut through that fat, that Kobe beef. Careful, they're very tender, like a newborn baby. Maybe from the top of the purse. Yeah, get your bowl ready. This is a soup dumpling. I don't know if you want to try to do this a little bit first. Oh look, it's already pouring out. You know what? Let's just go for it.
As well.
Look how hungry I was. I bit a piece of my chopstick off. It is exactly what I expected. Silky smooth, meat on the inside. I'm so glad I didn't grind it, so it can maintain the integrity of the Kobe beef so we can actually still taste it.
Man.
And all the flavors inside. Okay, so you can actually try it and add a little bit of the sauce. And it'll give it a little spice, it'll give it a little sesame seed, and it'll give it a little vinegar to cut through the fat.
Yeah.
So let's try it now. But look at, I want everybody to see this, all the soup that's coming out of it. You see that?
There's a lot of flavors to that. A lot.
There is.
You almost don't even need the sauce to pour on top of it, but it does add a little bit of saltiness, and it does balance the fat from the Kobe.
If you've never had dim sum before, what would you think of this?
You'd want seconds and thirds. I don't know what a typical serving size is, but I'm ready for more.
So the soup one was amazing. I don't know what you would call this, a pot sticker. It's got a little more spice to it. Add more chili oil to it. You don't really need a bowl for this one. You might want to dip it in, you might not want to. Go ahead and tell me what you think.
I'm gonna use the bowl to add some sauce.
I kind of want to try it first without the sauce.
Oh, the chili oil.
You taste it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a different level
Yeah.
of flavor.
The Kobe beef, I mean, it just brings it into a whole new dimension. I'm gonna dip it in my sauce.
You won't be sorry.
Oh my god. I think I prefer this one. I mean, it's fun to have the soup pour out.
Yeah, and the beef is just magnificent. It is magnificent.
It's called a chef's kiss.
It is.
Next thing, I don't know, maybe like a Kobe beef pizza?
Might be onto something.
Might be honest, something like instead of like gabagool.
Yeah. How many different cuisines can we use beef to cook?
Yeah, every culture has their own type of little thing like this, like Polish, pierogies, right? Chinese, dim sum, Japanese gyoza, right?
Yeah, and Americans have pigs in blankets.
Boom. And you don't have to use Kobe beef. We're just special. But you can use ground beef. But try to use ground beef with a little more fat to it.
Yeah.
So you can get a little more of that silky fattiness. But bottom line, 2 thumbs up.
Oh, if I had 3, I'd give 3. But
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for the special Kobe beef dim sum episode. We thank you so much. Please keep watching. Please keep subscribing if you like what you see. Like us, subscribe to us. Make nice little comments, you know, nice things.
We're all about positivity.
Positivity. And then if you want us to make something,
Let us know.
let us know. We'll make it and we'll eat it in front of you and make you salivate. No, but seriously, we love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye! Ha ha!